Matt-Trakker's gonna live the nation, and Spectrum's got such supervision. Mask is a mighty power that could save the day. Mask, no one knows what lies behind the mask charade. Mask, always riding out on Venom's trail. Comes to the laser rays, fire away.
Hey everybody, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com and welcome to this episode of Behind the Mask. I hope your family and yourself are staying safe. I hope you're able to kind of keep finding things to do during this quarantine time. There's a lot of really cool trivia games you can play online, and other games too. You can, do some quick Google searches. It helps entertain the family over, this very weird time that we're in where can't really go outside, can't do anything in particular. And one of the things that I've been doing lately was kind of replaying some of the older games for Mask. And I'm still going to continue to play other older games for other, toys that I grew up with. Like a lot of them didn't have really good games. So I'm going to keep doing that because a lot I didn't play and I want you to be able to know that they exist. But a question was posed to me about what would my Mask game look like? Like what's the ideal Mask game for me? And that's a question that can go a lot of different ways. One, I need a haircut. Has nothing to do with the question itself, but if anybody wants to come cut my hair, through the dark underground, shadow society, whatever you have to do, I'm willing to pay that extra because my wife's not willing to do it, and my hair is just doing whatever it's doing right now, and I'm not loving it. Backwards segue, I guess. But no, it's a Mask game is something that I've thought about for a long time. And what I would actually like is, well, it's kind of a twofold thing, really. I want someone to take a shot at a kind of a classic side scroller where you can play as different agents if you want. You can pick them. I'm thinking along the lines of like kind of like Turtles in Time, essentially, where you don't have to have a lot of story to it. This is something to get Mask back out right away, like a Turtles in Time game where you pick an agent off a screen. I would run the full gamut of them. I wouldn't be selective of like 4. I would put them all in. And if this is a homebrew type situation, you can kind of go crazy with it. But you pick out of the agents, and you have to take down the other Venom agents. Essentially, would I have the vehicles in it? There would be stages with it, but it wouldn't be. It would be more focused on the characters themselves first, and this is because of the fact that I want to firmly reestablish Mask and Venom. Level wise, you could go through different episodes. They had a ton of different locales. The sky's the limit essentially, because Venom didn't have an actual base. So you could make something up toward the end. You have the powers, like you can use them as you're fighting, but then they wear off and they're not as effective. You have to rebuild them back up. That's what I see. And naturally maybe like a straight beat 'em up isn't like the best way to go, but that's how I feel like we could get Mask and just get it back out there. Beat 'em ups, I know, don't take a lot to work through. There's a lot to work through, but it's not as hard as other elements. And I wouldn't want it to be a platformer. Um, I think it'd be kind of boring if Mask, we've been waiting this long. Mask came back, and you have to do a bunch of strategic jumps with Jackrabbit or lift somebody up to go this way or that way. I would like the action of it. I would like the intensity of it. You can pull some music from the cartoon, some of the riffs they had in it. And it could be a lot of, generic Venom agents, the grunts essentially. You can kind of, create some different Venom goons for this. I mean, like, the Turtles game essentially kind of just recolored the foot soldiers. So you can do something like that. And you fight Slyrax as a boss. You fight, Cliff Dagger as a boss. And that's how I feel a good get it out there and get it done would work. You don't need to have all the Matt-Trakker costumes. Just give them Spectrum and limit the powers, because obviously it's a plot device that can kind of do anything, but use the primary powers on it. Matt, Dusty, Alex, Calhoun, Brad, etc. And don't forget Gloria, because everybody else has. That's how I would start it, because you can't just launch a game out of nothing and expect it to actually do anything, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts on that. That's how I would get it out there. A nice graphically pleasing looking modern beat 'em up, level to level type game. I don't want it to look 8-bitish, or I don't want anything like that. I want it to look modern, to show that, hey, look, this is Mask and it's back and it's right here. That's what I want for the opening. But let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you have any other thoughts on it, I would love to hear it. But my ideal game would involve both the agents and the vehicles. I can kind of see not Grand Theft Auto gameplay, but Grand Theft Auto type atmosphere where you can, you get in a car and you have free reign of an area or areas, where you're an agent at a time. You can switch to Dusty, you can switch to Gloria, you can switch to Matt, Brad, etc. And I think like an open world, because of how expansive the Mask world actually is, would be really cool to take on. But I think you should be able to be on the side of Mask and Venom. Whether you're hatching a plan or trying to spoil a plan, it's up to you. But the dynamic of it, open world, have access to the vehicles, design of the vehicles and the agents. So the agents, you'd still be able to fight, like, and interact with people. I guess maybe you can kind of equate it to something maybe along the lines of, so Grand Theft Auto with the open world, maybe a little bit of Arkham Knight, and something along the lines of the Witcher 3, where you have some, it's story driven, but you're able to kind of free roam, essentially. I don't see how a modern game could be condensed into, one thing or another. I really do see it as a way. Oh, look, Batman fell. Oh, there he is. I didn't mean to derail that whole conversation, but Batman fell down. He doesn't really fall down. That's why I was pointing it out. The Expanse, it, as long as there's the option to play as the other side, and also too, like, you don't have to be Matt-Trakker. You don't have to be Alex Sector, Cliff Dagger. You can create your own character. You can create your own vehicle. Maybe there's some pre-built things in it. Maybe there's 30 different variations you can pick from where you could take, X and Y, and then it turns into Z, you know what I mean? Like, you have the ability to kind of like manufacture something. And even your mask will have powers and you'll be able to do something with it, but your car is also going to be as important. If you're going to do something like that, I guess water-based wouldn't be ideal, but you would need to have something water-based at some point, because there'd be some water missions you'd have to complete. Same with air. So that's what I would love to see. I would love to see something that took that on, give us an open world. It doesn't have to be as expansive as, like, Breath of the Wild or The Witcher 3, but it has to be expansive enough where you feel like a mask agent. With that aspect, it's kind of like that, the Ghostbusters game that came out a few years ago, where you were the rookie, I think this called you. Come up with your own name in it too. Like, you have to start with the retro kind of style game to bring people like me. I mean, I would buy a mask game if it just came out tomorrow, but the people that are like me that, remember it and love it, we're going to buy that. But the people that aren't like me and see Mask in the retro style, I think they gravitate to that first for, $20 or whatever it would be from Hasbro if they decided to, get their act together and try to do something with it. That's how you have to, like, kind of do it. You can't do a comic book and expect it to re-energize something. You have to do something that the fans of the genre grew up with and continue to grow with. And we still play video games. Today's my birthday when I'm shooting this video. I'm 38 years old today. I've been keeping the website alive since 2001. And I still play video games. So you have to take the mediums that are presented to you. And that's not anything to say against what Kerouac is doing. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's doing it by himself independently. If I'm a studio, if I'm doing that, you have to take advantage of something that we see already and love already and push it. And that's what I'm thinking. For it to happen, for anything to happen, ideally, we'd have to get the kind of beat 'em up, Turtles in Time type game with modern graphics first, cross-platform too. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, whatever the hell Xbox is going to be calling themselves, soon. PC even. It'll probably fail on the PC because everything does. Any kind of game that comes out on the PC that comes out on consoles, it doesn't work for like 3 years. So it'll come out and it'll work eventually. But we need to have that before we get into like a really cool, expansive, open world kind of concept of a game. And the storylines are endless. They really are. You could just jump right into the mass team. You could be a recruit, trying to prove your worth, working with Alex, or working with Bruce, working with Matt, punching Scott and T-Bob in the face. That's how you prove your worth. And that's what I'm thinking. That's my thought. Yeah. Now that I'm saying all this out loud, I'm sad that it doesn't exist. Damn. That's really depressing. I'm probably going to get this video edited the same day as my birthday, because I can't go anywhere, and post it as well. But I would love to hear your thoughts on what your ideal game would be. I would love to hear just what you're thinking of Mask in general. But until then, and until next time, please be safe out there. Keep your family safe. Keep doing what you're doing. So the social distancing is working. Hopefully soon we'll be able to get back outside and get to some conventions, hockey, baseball games, hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, until next time, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later.
Spectrum's got such supervision.